Okay, I'm on page 3, and I'm gonna do this question right here because there's a question like this on your test. So given these 4 points, prove that the shape is a parallelogram. So first, I need to plot those 4 points and label. So there's point A. Up 3. There's B, C, hold on, I can't see it. Okay, I got it. All right, there's point D. There we go. Okay. So take the time to plot those 4 points and label them. And if we're trying to prove that's a parallelogram, on page 1, you should have filled out that a parallelogram has 2 pairs of parallel sides. So that means AB would be parallel to side CD, and BC would be parallel to side AD. To show that these sides are parallel, we have to show that they have the same slope. Because if the slopes are the same, that means the lines would be parallel. To calculate the slope, we have to use the slope formula, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I have to do the slope formula 4 times. I have to do it for all 4 of these points and see if these 2 come out to be the same and if these 2 come out to be the same. If they do, then my answer would be yes, it is a parallelogram. So if I do AB, A is at the point -3, 0. B is at the point -10, 3. I'm gonna have my first point be my x1, y1, and my second point be x2, y2. Again, you could have those reversed, doesn't matter. When you plug it into the formula though, you wanna make sure you put the minus signs in there first before you start substituting in your numbers. So it's y2 and y1. So that's gonna be 3 and 0. And then on the bottom, it's x2 minus x1. So that's -10 and -3. If I simplify this, 3 minus 0 is 3. On the bottom, 2 negatives back to back always make a plus. So that's going to become -10 plus 3, which is -7. So there's my slope for my first points AB. Now I have to do CD. C is at the point -10, -6, and D is at the point -3, -9. I'm going to label and put my minus signs in there first, and now I can plug in the numbers. So y2 minus y1, -9, -6, and on the bottom, x2 minus x1 would be -3 and -10. Now, I have 2 negatives back to back on both the top and bottom, so those are going to turn into plus signs. So -9 plus 3, I'm sorry, -9 plus 6 is -3. And then -3 plus 7, hold on, keep giving the answer. -3 plus 10 is 7. So there's my slope for CD. Now, even though if I look at these, the negative here is on the bottom and the negative here is on the top, that doesn't matter. The whole fraction is negative, so these both would be -3/7, which means they do have the same slope, so the first one checks out. Now we gotta do the second set to see if those come out to be the same number. If they do, then they're parallel. If they don't, even though these came out to be the same, if these bottom 2 aren't the same, then the answer would be no, it's not parallel. So B is at the point, so I'm going to do BC now. So B is at the point -10, 3, and C is at -10, -6. Okay, so it's going to be y2 and y1, so negative 6 and 3. And on the bottom, x2 and x1, which would be negative 10 and negative 10. Negative 6 minus 3 is negative 9. That will turn to a plus. So negative 10 plus 10 is 0. So there's my slope for BC. Now I got to do AD. A is at the point negative 3, 0. And D is at the point negative 3, negative 9. All right, so y2 minus y1 is negative 9, 0. x2 minus x1 would be negative 3, and another negative 3, which will turn into a plus. So negative 9 minus 0 will give me negative 9 on the top. And on the bottom, negative 3 plus 3 gives me 0 on the bottom. These two are also the same, so the answer would be yes. This is a parallelogram because both sets of slopes were equal. So we're going to skip these bottom two questions and we're going to go on to page 4. And I'm going to help you get started with this question, but then you're going to finish it on your own. So it's the same question. They give us 4 points, and we need to prove that's a parallelogram by using the slopes or the slope formula. However, this time they don't give us a graph, so I'm just going to sketch it out. It doesn't matter where you put your letters as long as they go in order. So if I start A down here, it has to go A, B, C, D. Or I could have gone this way. I could have gone A, B, C, D. Again, does not matter, but as long as the letters go in order. So if I'm proving that they're parallel, or so that's a parallelogram, BA would have to be parallel to CD, and BC would have to be parallel to AD. So I need to do the slopes of both of these, see if they come out to be the same, and then do the slopes of both of these and see if these come out to be the same. If they do, it's a parallelogram. So you're going to do this on your own. When you're done, I'll check it, and then I'll give you your exit ticket.